tell me a little bit about what you're trying to do to basically save America here, David.
Okay, so in 2001, Congressman took me to see the newly elected Lieutenant Governor of North Carolina, Mark Robinson. And he had just come in from presiding over the Senate, and he was tired. And he said, I'm exhausted. I thought I was getting into public office, elective office. I walked right into the middle of spiritual warfare. So that was the first thing. My antenna went up. At the end of an hour meeting, I said, well, let me tell you what I want to do. He says, tell me. I said, I want to do 10 events, pastors' luncheons across the state with the Lieutenant Governor in 2021, and an averaging 100 pastors. And my goal is 10 or 20 running for local office in 2022. And he said, that's what I want to do.
Huh.
I said, really? So we did 13 events with Governor Mark Robinson. 2,700 pastors and spiritual leaders participated. And last year, May 17th was the primary in North Carolina. 50 ran for local office across the state. 25 won the primary on May 17th. And on November the 8th, 10 pastors and spiritual leaders won the general election. 3 of the newly elected 13 North Carolina state house members are pastors.
Wow.
The 2 of the spiritual leaders were elected to the Supreme Court of North Carolina. And so that really was the Lord in my life. You know about them, and we're a big part of them, but we did big overnight events, 300 to 500 pastors plus spouses.
Yeah.
Fed them 3 meals, loved on them, never asking for a penny for about 15 years. And then COVID got us. So that was the first time the Lord really gave us the paradigm shift, a new model of how Jesus said to Peter in Matthew 16:18, upon this rock I will build my ecclesia, and the gates of hell won't stand against it. He could have said, I'll build my temple, be spiritual, or my synagogue. He used a secular term. Somehow the church in America is hidden inside the 4 walls of the building. If we're going to save America, and it's not up to us, it's up to him. If we're going to save America, the church, American Christendom, has to come out of the walls of the building into the public square.
I mean, that is just spot on for sure. And you talked about North Carolina. That is the new model. That is I mean, you've had the model for quite some time, but you have kind of adjusted the model after COVID. So talk to me now about Iowa and some other states that you're going to as it relates to what's going to happen on the ground in 2024.
Okay, so the first 4 presidential primary states of 2024 are Iowa, New Hampshire, South Carolina, and Nevada.
Mm-hmm.
If the Lord does it, and we're working on the funding now, if the Lord does it, we're going into those 4 states with the North Carolina Ecclesia model, we call it. And I think we have in Iowa already 4, 5, or 6 pastors that have been elected to the state house in Iowa already. So we're going into these states with the model to get pastors and spiritual leaders engaged in the culture. And so I would put it this way. If we're going to save America, every church in America has to have a pastor, an elder, a deacon, or a congregant running for local office in 2024, 2026, 2028, and thereafter.